here and see if I can get that a little elevated a little bit better. It's not bad, especially if I took off the thwart there, center thwart. Let's see what we can do with this ground sheet now. Perfect. Had this horrible orange paracord that I do not mind cutting up, so cut a couple of short lengths. You can see the rain clouds are starting to come in over here, so got to get some boughs cut for this bed and some firewood. Got that shitty more what's it called, bushcraft black or something, whatever it is, that cheap knife. Brought it on this trip again just to see what minimal equipment I could use. Knife's not going to fail, of course, but I did try to skin a deer with that a couple of weeks ago and did a fine job at first, but it lost its edge really quickly and it just wasn't worth honing every 5 minutes. Right, so my head's going to go up at this end to my left, your right, because it's a little bit higher in elevation. So I'm going to start these pine boughs in the at the feet, kind of facing that way. Then we're going to shingle them back towards the head, just to give me some cushion. And then I'm going to actually take those leaves and put them on top. So, because I don't have an underpad, I want the extra cushion of the leaf against my body instead of branches. Let's go ahead and start this. I don't care too much about cushion up my feet. It's mostly my upper body, of course, that I want the cushion. But remember, it's not just for comfort, is actually more for insulating my body from the cold earth. It is damp. It's not all that cold, but it is damp. Shoving them in the ground there. I'm gonna have to get pretty long to get it so that the branches are actually at my head. I want to have my head elevated like a pillow. Of course, I didn't bring a pillow. Look how springy that is. That's pretty good bed. Might be a little low for me now, but underneath that canoe, but I can make it work. This tarp, by the way, left the paracord at either end, the tiebacks, tight enough, or sorry, loose enough that I can drop this tarp down pretty much to the ground if the rain starts coming in sideways here. So I'm definitely going to lower it a little bit, but we'll see if I lower it all the way down and make it sort of an A-frame. Let's hop under there and see how comfortable it is. Woo. Oh yeah. That may literally be more comfortable than my mattress at home. I wonder if my wife would go for spruce bough or pine bough bed. Kind of doubting it. Alright, there's the finished bed. This is me in the finished bed. Let me get this campfire going quick and get some firewood stashed under this canoe before that rain comes. I always collect a lot more firewood and especially tinder than I think I'm going to need, because even if I don't plan on having a fire in the morning or cooking in the morning, if I get hypothermic in the night, if I get cold or get wet on a night like tonight, I want to be able to get a fire going really fast. It might save my life. So I'm not sure if I'm going to have a fire in the morning or not. I probably will, but even if I don't, I'll be happy to have this firewood stored safely. Also, it's pouring rain, so I'm going to put a bunch of wood under the canoe, and I've got this overhang on the rock. I can get quite a bit of the firewood underneath that overhang as well. But it's really important to prepare for the worst always. And this is why I want the boreal saw. Does a good job once it's put together. It's probably a little bit more comfortable than the Boreal 21 as well, that handle, slightly. But it's just a bit of a pain to put together. Putting some oak and maple hardwood on here now. I want to get some really hot coals so I can cook that, so I can cook those ribs up. So I'm going to try to get that down to a nice, good hot bed of coals that's not going to flare up. So it's basically a Montreal steak spice, which is fennel, garlic, onion, salt and pepper, and probably a couple other things in there. It's kind of an all-round seasoning. I put it on just about everything actually. And these ribs are just slightly frozen. They're from the deer I got a few weeks ago, and they are excellent. Just checking the time. It's 4:15 and I think sundown is probably 4:40, 4:45, but the clouds are coming in, so it's starting to get dark already, and temperature's starting to drop. So I'm probably gonna get some warmer clothes on here in a minute. Just a hat probably. Fire's nice and warm, but I'm gonna get these things cooked up. I'm gonna roast these slowly, so it's probably gonna take like an hour. It'll still be an early dinner, but it'll be right at dark, and then I can figure out what to do for the next three hours, I guess, and I don't know, walk around in the dark. Just make sure your fingers are not in line when you push that through, obviously, but it takes a little bit of practice to get the feel for it. That's with that light, man, that's pretty bright. Nice light for just the camp in general, actually. This is some whole wheat bannock, standard recipe. I didn't add anything extra to it, no nuts or seeds or fruit or anything, no oil even actually. So that's just water, flour, baking soda, and water, flour, baking soda, a little bit of salt. I think I'd put a little bit of sugar in this one too, actually, come to think of it. So I normally roll it out to a long like sausage and then wrap it around the stick, but I think it's probably slightly easier just to do it this way. Ends up the same anyway. No comments, please. Alright, there she goes. Let's see if I can get some venison rib drippings on there. Don't want flame underneath any of the food really, but especially the bannock. It'll just burn and it won't cook on the inside at all. I got to get some more fire going over at this side of the fire and just keep pushing the coals. Keep pushing the coals in there like that as they get hot. The thing about camping in the cold seasons is that it took me a long time to figure this one out. Somebody had to tell me. The more calories you eat before bed, the warmer you are at night, because you're metabolizing that food. So if you can have a high fat and protein meal like this, it takes a long time to digest. Your body will keep generating heat all night. Worst thing you can do during the cold seasons when you're camping is to go to bed on an empty stomach. It's 6 o'clock and I am already getting tired, so it's the thing about camping at this time of year by yourself, especially. What do you do after dark? I can sit by the fire, probably carve some feather sticks or something, and then that bannock's just about perfect. Oh yeah, nice crust. Actually, even with bread cooked at home, get that nice hollow sound. That means it's done. Perfect. Should have brought some butter though. Oh, I know I didn't bring any. It's supposed to be a survival situation, not a gourmet dinner. It's easy to assemble. It's light, and I think more importantly, I can stick it in my pack. Like this bannock's probably bannock I made up 3 months ago or something. I just leave it in the bag. I always have it in my pack, so definitely worth carrying. And it's actually filling and satisfying. I want to get a few feather sticks made. for the morning and hide them up under these, in this under this overhang. Not 100% sure I'm going to be completely dry under there, so even there the wood might not make it through the night dry, so might as well put it under the rock here where I know 100% it's going to be dry in the morning. It's calling for really heavy rain, so I expect everything to be saturated in the morning everywhere around here, and including me, and I'm going to want to warm fire pretty quick. Got a little bit of bacon, a little bit of bannock to cook in the morning. Alright, well, it's getting close to actual sleep time. Got a spider making a web across the opening here already. Got creepy crawlies, little millipedes and stuff walking around here. But I'm pretty comfortable. Got this nice bed of boughs and got all pine boughs, white pine boughs, and mostly oak leaves as a cushion. That's my bed. Got a few layers on. Might as well put it on. Ooh, aromatic. Dryer sheets. Nice. Okay, so that can pull up over my mouth. Sometimes you've seen me probably wear this like that with my Tilly hat on top of that. Keeps my ears warm. It's thin, but it's merino wool, so it's actually pretty warm, and it's a long one, so it really bunches up and got multiple thicknesses there, so it's pretty warm.